Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to round 2 of Legacy at the Boardroom in Haarlem. On the left we have, you might recognize him from such classic matches as Elves vs Death and Taxes, or otherwise known as round 1. Roald on Elves. And on the right we have Vincent on a deck called Blood Eldrazi. Sounds aggressive. It is. It's kind of a combination between Mono Red Prison with some Eldrazi thrown in there. Um, I think Eldrazi, the Blood Eldrazi deck has some pretty good tools against Elves, though of course, as you know, Elves it can also go off really fast. So I'm curious to see what will happen here. We see Roald going down to 19 for a fetch and a Nettle Sentinel. Oh, and we see. Let me see. Alright, get this up. Yep. Alright, I think we're all set now. Rolled at 19, Vincent at 18 from one attack. Good thing about Blood Eldrazi is they do have ways to clear entire boards, so we'll see if that is something Vincent will be doing this match. We see a turn 2, also Shepherd coming down, and of course the Heritage Druid. Alright, that's step 1, City of Traders. Making 4 mana with Elf Spirit Guide, and there we have it, the Fiery Confluence. It has a couple of modes. You can choose 3 options, and you can choose one mode multiple times. One of those modes is deal 1 damage to each creature. So I'm guessing Vincent did 2 damage to each creature, and you can still actually do 2 damage to each opponent, setting Roald down to 17. That was a pretty good turn for Vincent. Nice 4 for 1. Roald coming back with a Wirewood Symbiote and a Dryad Arbor. Wirewood Symbiote not as good if you don't have any elves, but we'll see what he draws, and we'll see what Vincent. I think I see another Fiery Confluence in Vincent's hand. Yeah, not looking good for Roald. I think you must try and like have one big combo turn in some way. Here we see a Thought Knots here. Taking his 1 Archon of Valor, and Roald is left without a hand. Now, I'm guessing he wants to maybe... No, not sure. He does need a combo turn, so probably just maybe a Visionary to draw some extra cards, because he does need some cards to actually start going off. In the meantime, it's now Vincent's job to beat down efficiently, keep the board under control on the other side, and just, you know, finish this game as quick as possible. Although the second Fiery Confluence I saw might be enough to just finish it at spot. He draws a land. It does give him the 4th mana for Natural Order. I don't think that's gonna be enough at this moment. Yep, blocking and bouncing with the Wirewood Symbiote. Grove of Burn Willows, indicating that Vincent does play Punishing Fire, and here he uses the Bonecrusher Giant, the instant sight, which does 3 damage, sending the giant on an adventure. And yeah, I think the Blood Eldrazi deck does have a lot of removal, which makes it difficult for Elves. What I was saying, you need to just go through the go for a combo as quick as possible if you can, because if you're gonna wait, all your creatures are gonna disappear one by one, as we are seeing right now, or 4 at a time. AY with Symbiote, that's pretty good. Being able to bounce the Elvish Visionary again. Yep, make him make it so he can actually replay the Visionary another time, drawing an extra card, maybe build up his hand towards that also important combo turn. Let me see, rolled at 16 from the fetch, and Vincent still at 18. Already improving my coverage skills, actually keeping track of life totals. Here comes the Elf Visionary drawing another card. And let's see what Vincent does. Maybe a 4th mana for the Fiery Confluence. Maybe he wants to put down some extra pressure first. Although this is one of those inconspicuous elf boards where they can just win out of nowhere, so I don't know. Cleaning up the board doesn't sound like the worst idea. Taking 3 damage to play the, what's it called, Shadow Skull as a land. Not, yeah, he takes the 3 damage playing it untapped. Go to 15. And, yep, exactly. 1 to each creature, probably 4 damage to roll. Of course bounce the Visionary, but still, no board left is pretty good for Vincent. Roll going down to 12. And attacks bringing him down to 8. Getting close to the finish of this game. Yeah, what can Roel do? He has to maybe this turn build out his board and next turn combo. Maybe that's a thing that could happen. Glimpse is a good start to draw some extra cards. Hopefully, like, play 2 creatures, draw into a cradle, play some more creatures. Draw. Quirion Ranger. Draw. Cradle. No. I think he still has one land left. And the Elvish Visionary in his hand, he would really like to see that Gaia's Cradle. I really like Roald going for it in this way. Because he knows he's so far behind, he needs to have some phenomenal draws, so he's playing as if he's gonna draw that Gaia's Cradle and get the maximum value out of it. To set up for maybe a kill next turn, as we can see. And here we see another form of board wipe. poor elves. Setting Roald down to 4. And then glimpse again. Let's see if he can do something here. Elvish Visionary. Draw a card. Draw another card for the Elvish Visionary. And the glimpse, of course. Heritage Druid. Maybe something else. Lands, Nettle, Sentinel. I don't know. Dryad Arbor. No, that's it. Not gonna do it. Although he does have some blockers, so. But with him at 4 life, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, looks like a smasher. With using the Eldrazi Temple for 2 mana. Could be just a 4 mana thing, I don't know. Let's see. It's a smasher. And here they come. Being at 4, he needs to block with everything. Because the smasher, of course, a 5/5 with trample. And I think that should probably just do it. Yeah, he could just block with everything, go to 1, lose his whole board, but you know he's not gonna win the turn after that, so game 1 goes to Vincent. Very good. We saw Eldrazi with the block Eldrazi deck with 3 cards that took out multiple creatures. And you know elves can go wide really fast, but even that's a bit too much for them. Let's see where we go to game number 2. I'm gonna manually fast forward there. Who needs pauses anyway? Should be somewhere around there. Alright, so please go away. Thank you. Alright, we see Vincent Malta 6 and Roald keeping his 7 on the play. Let's see if he can actually build out his board and keep his creatures there. the important things for Vincent is to get his fast mana down quickly, to be able to play those board wipes like the Shatter Skull you saw and the very important Fiery Confluence. Yeah, let's see what they're doing this game. We have a fetch, putting roll down to 19. And let's see if I can change this one too. We got a Quirion Ranger. Turn 1 Eldrazi Temple with no follow-up. Shepherd. Play a land. Guy's Cradle, that's good. Make 2 green mana, taps and makes 1 green for each creature you have. Play a Visionary, draw a card. This is the start, the kind of start that Roald wants. Hoping that Vincent doesn't have some weird way to cast a turn 2 Fiery Confluence again. With it being 3 for 1, or maybe using Simian Spit guides 3 for 2. Alright, we're crushing some Elves Shepherds. The Elves Shepherd not being a dinosaur helps with the crushing of it. And then we will draw a card for the Elves Visionary, passing the turn. Yeah, there is something. You might actually consider killing the creatures on before World can actually play a Gaia's Cradle, because you know if he plays that one, he's gonna have an advantage. For example, when Roald did play the Allosaur from his land before he actually played the his second land, could be worth considering killing the Quirion Ranger there just to prevent him making 2 mana from his Gaia's Cradle. And in this spot, the Quirion Ranger might actually be worth a bit more than the Elves Shepherd, but nonetheless this happened, and we see a Thought here taking a Assassin's Trophy. It's pretty good. And we see a Natural Order, glimpse of Nature, and a Grist in Roald's hand. Let's see what he can do with it. He could play a Grist here. Yeah, Grist comes down. Either killing the Thought here directly or making an insect. He makes an insect, yeah, a black and green insect token. I think I also wouldn't have minded the killing the Thought here, because if Vincent has some way to, for example, clear the board, then the Grist is going to immediately die to the Thought here anyway, which is a lot of lost value. Excuse me. Then we'll, but he has some blocks now, so in the case of no sweeper, this will be pretty good. But we see Rolls surely but steadily build out his board, and the 1-for-1 removal not doing that much. So let's see if he can come back with it. Let's see if he can actually draw some board wipes. We see the Thought here coming in, Elves Visionary blocking, and of course being returned to hand with the Wirewood Symbiote. Yep, that's something the Wirewood Symbiote can do, Vincent. And now we're putting down. Yeah. And now we're killing the Wirewood Symbiote. Yeah. I think we've just witnessed a level up moment for Vincent. I saw he has a Chalice on hand. Could be good. Also getting closer to that 2 red mana he needs for the Fiery Confluence, though Roald's board has lessened a bit. It's a bit less crowded than it was before. And I do think they're actually both at 20 right now. Alright, we got a land drop, a Misty Rainforest. Of course, the moment I put it on 20, he goes to 19. I think you did that on purpose, Roald. Dried Arbor. Making the guy's cradle tap for even more mana. So Vincent with 2 cards in hand, one being a Chalice of the Void, one being another red card, not entirely sure which one. But it does really, we see natural order. Yeah, we cast a natural order, sacrificing an insect. What's he getting? Is credit good enough? So that's like 8 and 9 is 7, no, 8 and 12 is 20. Or 9 and 12 even, 21 I think. My Crater Hoof math is not the best. But let's see, I think it's 9 and 3 times 4, right? So 9 and 12, 21? Yeah, should be enough. Wait, okay, Archon. Could be he boarded out the Crater Hoof because he's afraid of the board wipes from Vincent's side and all the removal he has, making the Crater Hoof a lot worse. So it could be he boarded out the Crater Hoof, and now we have an Archon of Valor, Valor's Reach. Of course, I can name a card type, and then both players can't cast that card type anymore. Of course, I'm gonna look this up just to make sure. Flying Vigilance Trample 5/6. Ends the battlefield, choose artifact, enchantment, instant, sorcery, or planeswalker. Players can't cast spells of the chosen type. Now, I'm not sure what Roald has chosen. I imagine it's gonna be sorcery because that's the way his board gets wiped each and every time. Instant. Yeah, maybe because he wants to cast his Glimpse of Nature. Although, it does leave him open to board wipes. Taking the extra card draw there. Although, since each creature actually draws a card already, Glimpse would have been a fine choice too. Putting down a... Alright, so yeah, exactly. Chalice of the Void on 1 is better anyway, so you can't cast a Glimpse. Might as well. He doesn't have an Allosaurus Shepherd? No, so you might as well take the... Yeah, great. So Allosaurus Shepherd for Roald, if he's lucky. No. He drew the Visionary, sure. With 2 green mana floating. That Chalice is gonna... there's the Allosaurus Shepherd. Right when he wanted it. So the Allosaurus Shepherd says it can't be counted and green spells you cast can't be counted, making the Chalice a really dumb magic card. He sacrificed the insect to kill the Thought-Knots here, using Grist of course. And we got an Archon attack, putting Vincent at 10. Let's see if I can actually update that here. Vincent at 10, Roald still at 19. Yep, we're doing good. Yeah, that's enough for Vincent, it seems. Yeah. Alright, so game 2 goes to Roald. They are now 1 and 1. Let me actually adjust it here. 1 and 1. And then set both at 20 life again and see if we can find game number 3. I think I do like Vincent's odds here, though of course, like I said, Elves not without its tools, and especially the fast combo, something they can that can make it really difficult for the opponent. But we'll see how this game goes. Just fast forward a bit, probably somewhere around here. Yeah, both at 20. Picking up the cards. Let's see what we got. both keeping 7, that's good. One mountain for Vincent. One. I don't think Vincent plays Wasteland, so probably just a duel for Roald. Since his Assassin's Trophy is pretty important, I'm guessing a Bayou. We'll see. It's a Bayou. A nice black bordered Bayou. I know Roald likes his duels with black borders. I've actually advised him to just he's got like just take a cheap white bordered duel and ink the borders, but no, he didn't want to do that, so he actually has the black bordered duels. Good on you. And here we have an instant removal from Vincent. Gets a good start. Just keep the board clear, prevent any shenanigans. Eldrazi Temple and pass. Does he have another removal up? We'll see. Another Bayou. Into a Heritage Root? Sure. Let's put Roald on 19 here. Another Heritage Root. Yeah, kill the first one. And it's Punching Fire. Let's see if we can draw one Grove. One Grove coming down. Repeatable removal. Now, that's I don't think Vincent is very unhappy about his position. I think Roald is. Repeatable removal against this deck. Pretty good. Of course, Roald gaining 1 life from the Grove Burn Willow. It's surprised Vincent is willing to pay to keep shooting down those elves. See if no pressure yet, but the repeatable removal should be good. So the thing Vincent now wants is to build out his board and actually start pressuring the life total, but especially if Roald's not doing anything, then at this point, yeah, it's a tough spot to be in because you can't just cast a creature and have it killed at spot. So you need to like build up maybe some mana and do one bigger turn where you can do a lot of stuff at the same time. Alright, so a land is, I'm guessing, a good draw then. So you make sure you have one big turn where you can build out a lot of creatures instead of just play out one creature at a time. We're going for his life total now. Gaining 1 life, so going back to 20. So going to 19 and on 1 life. Going to 20 and then Punching Fire again, got 18. Vincent's confident that he has the time here to play the Punching Fire first. So yeah, he can. He now has it, so he can play 2 Punching Fires a turn. Roald not cracking his fetch, probably because he does 1 more land. Yeah, and here just playing the card that draws him a card. Maybe to get more land. Yeah, Punching Fire gets back. Roald going to 19. Draws a card. See if he draws a land. Of course the Visionary is getting mowed down by that Punching Fire in just a short bit, I imagine. I see a Dryad Arbor. Not the kind of land you want in this world filled with Punching Fires. We do see him fetch though. Let's see what he wants to play. That's Savannah. I do really like Vincent's deck. It's I think it's mostly one of his own devising. I think there might be a couple other Blood Eldrazi players, but I've never heard of anyone besides Vincent playing it, and I'm impressed with it. I'm impressed with Vincent's play with it, so it's a cool deck to have on coverage. The Quirion Ranger and a Dryad Arbor. So this is the spot where Roald is saying, look, I'm gonna throw down as much as I can. You can shoot 2 of them, but at least I'll maybe have 1 left. But like if Vincent takes his turn, mow the other one down, you still have an empty board. But I don't know. It also keeps Vincent busy, I guess. And I'm thinking Roald was gonna discard anyway, so. Alright, Vincent goes into his turn with a Smasher on hand. I think I see if is it a Fiery Confluence? Ah, so that's why. That could be why he killed the Quirion Ranger, so the Fiery Confluence can take out some more, but maybe he doesn't need to play it right now. Let's see. And I'm not even sure if it's a Fiery Confluence, but first Smasher, put down some pressure. That rhymes, I know. Roll going down to 14. Smasher, of course, being a 5/5 with haste and trample, so even blocking doesn't do that much. Good thing for Roald is he does start the turn with 2 creatures up and a natural order. This is especially a reason why if Vincent could take him off of 4 mana, it'd be pretty good. But let's see what happens now. Yeah, now he has to kill the Dryad Arbor anyway. Let's see what Roald is choosing to put down. Maybe an Archon again, if he still boarded out the... yeah, there's the Archon. And let's see what Roald chooses. I think Vincent at 18, taking the damage from his Ancient Tomb. We see a lot of good cards on hand for Vincent. It's still looking really good for him. An Archon at least does some stuff. We don't know what it's chosen yet, but here comes something worth 6 mana. Could be a Chandra. Or Vincent thinking about it. Tapping a lot of mana. It's a Shadow Skull. It's a lot of mana, but hey, you know, the Archon's gone. That's good. And Roald going down to 9 from an attack with the Smasher. Let's do it like this. Yeah. 9 against 18. 16 because of the Ancient Tomb, of course. Well, this is a fun matchup, right, Roald? Put something down, it gets killed. Put something down, it gets killed. That's about especially what this especially is what Blood Eldrazi wants to be doing in this matchup. Just kill, board wipe, put a bit of pressure down, and ride it out to victory. Not saying Roald is without his chance, but it's looking pretty bleak here. I don't know what Roald. They need some sick glimpse turns, I guess. But it's gonna be really iffy. Alright, let's see. Rolled at 10 because of the Grove. Attack 5, we've got an Ancestor's Trophy. Of course, discard a card, because otherwise it gets countered. Reality Smasher down. Yeah, one thing Vincent does have enough of is mana. It's a mana hungry deck though, so. Oh, I see a Trinisphere and I see a Chandra. Yeah, Trinisphere is gonna lock this up. He needs to have an Abrupt Decay or a Ancestor's Trophy against that Trinisphere. Maybe a Grist would also work. But as long as that thing's on the table, Roald can never combo out, and that's probably like some sort of comboing out is his only out here. So we see Trinisphere into Chandra, I imagine. Putting down some emblems, making the opponent take damage, so that's a clock at least. And Chandra can also board wipe, so if I would have to choose, a seat to be in, I'd rather sit in Vincent's place right here. Rolled at 9. Yeah, I think he's scooping it up, right? Yeah. He's saying, man, I don't have an answer for both Trinisphere and the Chandra board wipe, and I need to combo out in one turn. No, that's gonna happen. So that's game for Vincent. Vincent taking down Roald with 2-1. Congrats, Vincent, and thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next round. Bye bye.